And joining me now for more on this from Beijing is Ding Yifan. He's a senior fellow and deputy director of the Institute of World Development under the State Council's Development Research Center. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much, sir. Let me start by asking you this situation in China with the real estate and the auctions. Let's start with the real estate. There's been an ongoing effort to try to cool everything down. It appeared to be working, but the last few months it's been heating up again. What's going on?
Actually, the land auctions has failed 2 months ago because people feel that government is decided to calm down the property market. But as there is no way to increase investment in Chinese economy, and Chinese economy is slowing down, and people are wondering whether Chinese government will unleash some of the restrictions on the property market. And also, since 2 or 3 weeks, land auctions were very successful in big cities, such as in Shanghai, in Beijing, and so on. So people think that, those property developers think that the property market is warming up again, and because of the Chinese government's urbanization plans, more people will move to cities. So there is a growing demand for housing.
You mentioned the fact that many folks were worried about that there might be new regulations in terms of curbing the real estate market. I'm just curious,
yes.
The developers who are paying these huge premiums, they obviously know and they're in touch with what government officials are thinking. So if they think that they're going to issue new curbs, but they're still paying premiums to buy this, is it possible that maybe they kind of have an idea of what the curbs might be and they don't think it's going to be a very big deal?
They think that in the future, even despite the government's opposition to the, despite government's concerns about the property assets bubbles, the property market will still growing in the future because of the urbanization plan, because more people will move in cities. So there will be anyway a growing demand for housings.
Do you think it's a bubble?
Yes, there is some bubbles actually, but it depends how you can manage all these bubbles. If you can, to some extent, to limit the bubble to a certain extent, and as people move to cities, you can absorb these bubbles gradually and not to see the bubble burst in the end.
I was speaking to an expert on this earlier about the housing market, and in the United States, for example, I'm using this as an example, the government essentially wants the houses prices to be higher because they can tax them more and it ends up being revenue for the government. In China, these land auctions, whenever they auction off the land, the money goes to essentially government. Isn't there a bit of a conflict because ultimately the government wants the price of houses and land to really be high because it's good for the government too?
That was a hypothesis some years ago, because the land auctions, or the money of land auctions, mainly went to local government bursts. So to some extent, the local government or local authorities are in collusion with property developers. So they would like to see the land price go up. So the property prices. But for the central government, they have a lot of concerns about the systematic risks. So they don't want the bubble continue to rise, and also to ruin the entire financial system in the end.
All right, we're almost out of time. I want to get my last question in it because it's important to everybody. Do you think next year that prices will be higher or lower in general in China?
It depends. It depends again between the property developers and the government, because the government would like to stabilize the price, the property price, and to maintain kind of stability in the real estate market, while the property developer would like to push up the prices in order to gain much more profits.
All right, Ding Yifan,
Ding
Yifan, I want to thank you for your candidness. I apologize, we're up against a break. Thank you very much for joining us live from Beijing. We're going to have you on again when we have more time. Thank you.